So we're back in the fake greenhouse, of course. Here's an update on the little seedlings. I've had more poblanos come up here. I'm excited. And then also this week, I couldn't find sorrel last year when everything went on sale in the summer, so I bought a red veined green kind and then also a green sorrel. And then while I was poking around, I thought to myself, well, my peppers haven't come up yet. This is before most of them came up. So I was thinking, maybe I shouldn't show you that horrible wiring. I was thinking to myself, I should get some more peppers. I think I only have about, well, let's go look. I think I only have about 3 of those, I don't know if you can see those, 3 of those Italian, no? Looks like maybe I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. I have 8 of those Italian peppers come up, but I also, while I was looking at that sorrel order, I found they had some interestingly, they look like they have kind of brown veins on them, jalapeno peppers. So I got some seeds from that, and I also planted them where those grocery store strawberry seeds haven't come up. Now, they're going to be about 2 weeks behind all the rest of the peppers, so I don't know if that's going to work out well or not, if I'll actually get anything out of them. I guess I could always transplant later in the season, or if it's going to be another mild winter, it might work out, but I could always bring them inside for the winter, because I definitely have enough pots. I don't know if I showed you my pots last time. And I also have those kind of smaller square pots, the blue and yellow ones here. If I can point backwards, there. I ordered those late last year. I think they're about 1 inch square on the top. They're kind of flimsy, but they should get the job done. In case I had any of those Nepenthes seeds pop up, or when I was going to be planting stuff for the year. Now, granted, I didn't know yet that I was going to get those 72 cell planters, but I'm glad I did. I wonder if I'm going to have to transplant into something bigger before they go into the garden. We'll see if I manage everything on time. I'm finally getting the septic fixed. The guys came out on Friday instead of Tuesday, and then it rained a day later, and there's still a pit, and now it's a pit with a little bit of a swimming pool, which isn't the best. The county's supposed to come inspect it tomorrow. Hopefully they don't tell me I need to move the septic or something, considering there's a big puddle in there. Let's see if we can see outside. So, I don't know if you can see the gigantic mound of dirt, but that's where that D box got replaced. And then on the other side, I got the shed removed, where there's that big brown spot of just dirt. Apparently it was mostly a puddle under there because it poured here on Saturday morning. It was pouring and thunderstorming and everything. So I'm glad they managed to drag that shed out of there. I think it was like 11 feet. It barely just squeezed under the power lines in front of the house. I'm glad they got it out. That's the home of my future greenhouse, hopefully. And hopefully I can get that septic completed tomorrow, in which case I'm gonna call back the fencing guys. Because I definitely want a privacy fence up before I start gardening anything. And hopefully they mark out the septic system tomorrow, because they didn't on Friday. I'm not sure why. But I'm going to call the company tomorrow morning and make sure that they know that they're still doing that, because that's what they agreed to and that's what I agreed to, so that's what I assume they're doing. So, Ventrinermis here is still blooming. I harvested some of the pollen balls off of this to stick in my fridge. Because actually I have the ovata female. She's blooming. I don't think she has enough light to support making viable seeds, though. I've been thinking about moving her to in here, but I don't think I have enough lights for her. I'm quite honestly thinking about getting a couple more of these white panels. They're 20 bucks each, which isn't bad at all, and it comes as a 4-pack, and I'm pretty sure I would be able to find use of that. Either that or get some more of these bells, but I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Anyway, so I was in here on Thursday, poking around at looking at my plants, as you do. And I looked over to the top of the rack, and I looked at my seeds that I didn't assume would sprout at all. Guess what I found? It's the first time ever. I don't know what I'm doing right, but I must be doing something right. Oh my god, they sprouted. Do you see them? Little Nepenthes seedlings. For the first time in my life. I don't know why it happened at all. So, the rest of the 2 trays that are up here only had 1 or 2 little seedlings sprout, so I figured I would keep them up here because they must like whatever's going on at the top of that rack to sprout there. That one, I set up another one of those orange panels here to go with where my herbs are. And then I also brought up my little Venus flytrap seedlings from last year. I think the original planting date was something like July of last year. Hopefully you saw those little baby guys. So I had those, the Sarracenia, the Drosera multifida, and then the rest of the Venus flytraps in the cellar overwintering. The Sarracenia are trying to come up. I want to build some sort of cage or something for them so the squirrels don't dig them up and eat the rhizomes, because I'm not growing them to be squirrel food. I haven't quite devised what I'm going to do yet. I need to sort it out probably in the next week or two, because the Sarracenia are starting to put up buds for blooms. Uh-oh. But if that's happening, I figured I'd move the baby Venus flytraps up here because I want to treat them a little bit nicer than everything else to hope that they survive. So if the NASC actually happens this year, I'm hoping that maybe some of these seedlings will be big enough to put up, because I don't really have anything else because of I was moving. I don't know if they'll be big enough to ship though. I guess they'll be wisteria-sized plants. But we'll see. I also have some of that nice fern that I have everywhere sprouting. So let's see if I can't find some of it. It's there. I don't know if you can see that in the bottom of the pot there. But that, like, rabbit's foot fern or whatever it is. So maybe I'll have some little Nepenthes seedlings. So those seedlings are Ovata by Spectabilis by Talengensis. They should be a good cross. The other ones are Ventricosa by Trusmatiensis by Densiflora by the Rob Cantley King of, I think it was Spades. That should be a nice big beefy red pitcher. I was excited when I made that cross. I think one of those seeds has sprouted in that tray so far. Hopefully more of them do. And then I have a tray. I made a cross Izumai by Trusmatiensis by something else, and I labeled it, but it was on my balcony, and then I guess it rained enough times that it just like wiped itself out on the label, so I don't remember what that cross was. It could be any of my lovely boys, anywhere from Tenuis to Hamada, who knows, so those might be a little bit of a surprise. It's still exciting getting them to come up though, because I've never managed to sprout any Nepenthes in my life. Somehow Venus flytraps were the only thing that worked. As I'm standing here, I'm thinking if I get those grow panels, maybe I'll set them up on the edge of some of these shelves here and put the Sarracenia under them before I stick them outside, while I'm still trying to figure out how to devise some anti-squirrel device. Maybe I'll stick them on the top of this shelf here and then put some panels up on the ceiling here. So, I don't think I'll end up pollinating that Ovata. She's a nice girl. I don't think she's getting enough light right now. I don't want to stress her out making seeds. And it'd be nice making species seeds, but the only dude who I know who has a male won't share pollen with me, so I guess we're not making species seeds together. I'm walking you out to, she is here, so kind of etiolated, however you pronounce that. stretching herself out, trying to reach for the sun. And then hopefully you can see that, the nice female bloom up there. But I don't think I'm gonna be pollinating her. I've got my nice variegated monstera. I searched for this thing for years. I'm glad it was doing well on my balcony in San Diego. It hasn't sprouted any new leaves yet here for me. Luckily it's maintaining. That makes me happy. Here's the, that vine is vanilla. This is a Song of Melancholy, definitely living up to its name because it looks quite terrible. Here is that nice purple cactus from Andy's front yard. Some tropical fruit trees that I planted from seed. It's like a Costa Rican sugar apple, I think. I got it as seeds, I want to say about 5 years ago, and I sprouted them and they've been growing since. The pot is definitely too small, but oops. Ventricosa by Trusmediensis. Definitely looking bad. I don't know why the leaves look like this. I definitely need to give it more light. I feel bad. I can't hang a light here because there are no outlets up here in the hallway. So I'd have to drag it into one of the bedrooms, which I don't want to do. So I might move it into the plant room. Pitaya cactuses. And then dwarf mango trees. I think one of them's dead. I don't really need to ditch anything out of the pot quite now, so I'm not ditching it yet, but I think it's a fine candidate for going into the wood chips pile outside very soon, once I get that fence up. One of them looks really good. It's that ice cream mango. It bloomed. I didn't assume I'd be getting any fruit out of it, and I'm still not. I'm just glad it has some leaves. Here's the rest of those purple cactuses sitting by themselves. I had them with the cinnamon tree out here, but it wasn't doing too well, so I moved it. I don't know if these are actually sprouting roots or not, but I dump water on them every once in a while. So that's this week's update. Here's the cinnamon tree still being sad. But, you know, while I was sitting here, I think I noticed that the Hemingwaytenensis is sprouting a little growth point, which I'm excited about. I don't know why the main one dropped off. I'm going to keep these guys under grow lights. Hope for the best. This one's peltata. I put them in a terrarium because I think they like higher humidity. They haven't really grown since I did. Hopefully they start growing better soon.